Bro, it's Naruto.
Are you talking about my character?
Yeah.
What we doing?
This is Dragon
so
Ball Z,
cool.
my brother. This
You know where I'm gonna be dragging my balls?
Oh.
I just joined this world because I'm friends with this person. I don't
Have
remember
you?
how I know you. Did I interview you before, or how are we friends?
No, you interviewed her, and then I friended you after.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
actually
You
doing
interview me.
I'm actually doing another round of interviews. If any of y'all would be possibly interested.
Hi.
So, you know, this is I'm looking for very specific people for this interview. So, you know,
I'm exactly what you're looking for in every way.
have any of you ever engaged in ERP before?
Oh,
Yeah. Nah, bro, get back there, bro.
What do you mean get back there? I don't do that.
No,
I
if
don't
if
do
you
that.
haven't, then that's
Sure.
cool. I'm looking specifically for people who have done ERP before.
I mean, I haven't. I
Here,
feel like he's hiding
we
it.
can. It can be both of our first time.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's crazy.
It's okay. I think I read a walkthrough, so I could teach you.
Yo!
Bro, what?
Well, if Jesus Christ, if none of y'all have ever done it before, then no worries. I'll stop bothering you. But I wanted to come check.
Oh,
you
well,
know.
okay. Here, quickly, Helena. Okay. So yeah, we both done it. We're ready for the interview.
Jesus Christ.
Bro.
Oh my fucking god.
Yo.
I'd say 10 out of 10 experience. Just wish I lasted longer. You know, like.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, you're really a 5-pump chump over there.
That's the
Jesus
post-game.
Christ.
Yeah, man.
So that's the post-game interview going
It
on.
applies IRL too.
Post-game interview is crazy.
Oh, sorry, I left the Discord call. I only lasted 30 seconds. Is that
Oh
embarrassing?
my god. Oh, fuck me. You guys are great. Alright, I'm gonna go keep wandering around and asking people, but this was this is fun.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to meet you. Oh, hell nah, bro. Shoot your eyes.
Wait, what?
Look, can you see emojis?
No, I have them turned off, unfortunately, because people kept sending pictures of penises in their stickers.
No, thank
and
God.
emojis.
That's a good decision. That is a good decision. Oh!
Typically, it just creates a whole lot of extra work when I'm editing a video, and then like cocks are flying through the air.
Well, you can just upload the unedited one on like different website, and you can put the.
Oh yeah.
the
Go
regular
follow
one
me on
YouTube.
Pornhub. That's where all the massive black cocks are. Oh man, oh, you guys are fun. All right. Anyway, sorry for bothering y'all. I just wanted to pop in really quick.
Nah, you're good. See you later, alligator. Good luck on your quest to find people.
So right now, what I'm doing is interviewing people who have knowledge and have engaged in ERP before. Is that something that y'all could speak about?
Yo, is this something one of y'all can talk about? Because I can't.
That's Cam right there. No, come back again. No, come back again.
That would be Cam.
They ran
We
away.
don't really know much about that, yeah.
They ran away.
Cam, talk to the man.
Yeah.
Is that something that you'd be able to speak about?
Shit, why not?
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of I know it's kind of like an unusual subject to come up and just ask about, but you know, I'm just interested in talking to people about things in VRChat that obviously I don't have a VR headset. I'm not really ingrained in the culture here, so I'm just fascinated by this, you know, this game.
Right. Go ahead, ask your question, man. Hold on. What all do you want to know?
So I guess just to start off, like, you know, like very baseline, like what is ERP?
Shit, that is, it's like the whole, what is the fucking whatchamacallit,
Erotic role
Yeah.
play.
erotic
Yeah.
roleplay. Yeah. And it's basically where two people on VRChat have e-sex. Most of the time, both
E-pixel on
parties are
e-pixel
like
action.
either masturbating or one of them thinks they're masturbating and the other one's masturbating. I don't know. Who knows? But that's basically all that it is. Most people do it for
No, I'm
money,
Georging it right now.
entertainment, you know,
Me too, gang. Me
type
too.
shit.
People do it for money.
Yeah. I know you are. You
Yeah.
sucked up on those balls.
Yo, stop. Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people do it for money. Like especially in like clubs. There's like even it's so disappointing, but there's like VRChat dating apps and people usually just like
God.
match up on there and
Cam want
ERP.
one. No,
Yeah,
it's
I've
not.
actually interviewed
Stop playing.
people about the VRChat dating apps because I found this very fascinating.
Lord.
I mean, it's really just sexual stuff in VR to begin with. Typically, on VR chat, but I'm sure people do it in other games. I have no idea though. But yeah, or watching stuff with people doing sexual acts, stuff like that. I mean, anything you would do in person, but just obviously with the headset on.
Is that something that you've done before?
Spicy, will you knock it off? My God, they're trying to talk to me. Fuck.
I can't hear them.
Well, you're like in their damn face.
Yeah, you're kind of like right where I am trying to be. So, but yeah, have you engaged in ERP before?
In privates.
Okay, so would you possibly be interested in talking to me about it?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I usually don't talk about stuff like that, though.
Yeah, I understand. It's like kind of like it's probably like I guess like a vulnerable conversation to have. But if you'd prefer, like I said, I am gonna make a YouTube video out of it. If you want, I can keep your username out of it, or if you don't want to talk about it at all, that's fine. Okay, so
oh my God. They are trying to like talk to me, and you're like in the face. I love you, Spicy, but my God. It's essentially like erotic roleplay. You basically are, instead of, it's like, I'm trying to think of like how to describe it. Basically, you're, instead of like how people like would do sexting kind of thing, but you're actually doing the actions with the other person and like making like, oh, like you're this type of person, like, oh, you're like somebody. It's just or sometimes people can do it detailed, or they can just be like, we're just gonna fuck kind of thing.
You do you.
Yeah, you do you.
I couldn't.
What? Talk about
never.
ERP.
I could
What?
never.
It's just talking
Listen
about it.
to
The fuck is
Especially with what I
what's the
did.
worst
on the
of
YouTube
Dude,
video.
it's not like anyone's gonna watch this shit. No offense.
no, yeah, I don't have like a million subscribers or anything. I mean, most of my stuff gets somewhere between like
how many
1 and
subscribers do you have?
I have like 1,000. Most of my videos get like 1,000 to 16,000 views, something like
Who
that.
offended me?
Nothing crazy.
That's respectable.
ERP stands for erotic roleplay, which is kind of like pretending to have sex with someone. I guess that's like the dumbed down version I can tell you. But if you want, like, for me, it's kind of just jerking off to virtual, like, watching porn. Essentially, you're just jerking off to porn. Because everything's on a screen and they're not really there. So, it's not really any different than looking on your phone and watching a porn video.
So, like, is it something that you've done like frequently, or I guess like many times?
From time to time I do, not frequently now. But yeah, just not frequently.
Oh man. There's like people have long distance relationships on this, and some people make it work. Many don't, but some people do. So of course there's those people. There's the I'm gonna be honest, there's the sluts. Yeah. There's the lonely people. I've never been interested in that. I don't see the point in it. Yeah. There's even whole worlds dedicated to it. I've been to some of them, because some of them are kind of like Black Cats, where just the vibe, like Black Cats. Like, it's not, ERP isn't like especially prevalent unless you actually go into like the private rooms, but otherwise you don't really see it, you know?
So
I have.
is it something you've like come across like in like public lobbies before?
No, but I have multiple friends who've said they've gone into public lobbies and seen it.
Yeah, it's interesting that because I've heard a lot about it, but, and I've spent hundreds of hours interviewing people in VRChat, mostly just in public lobbies like Black Cats or bars or whatever, and I've never experienced, I've never seen it, right?
Yeah, same here. I've oh man, 900 hours. Damn, yeah, 900 hours already, and yeah, I've never seen it in a public.
So you said you've done ERP like once?
Yeah, but like it wasn't nothing serious. It was just like testing, like to see like what the fuck it was.
So I guess in like in your words, like what is ERP?
Just sex on VRChat. Like you have like an avatar that has a dick, and then you have an avatar that has a pussy, and then basically just have sex, and then do whatever positions, whatever the fuck you want with it. It was pretty fucking weird, honestly, but like I still did it to see like if like I don't know if it felt like how it felt, and it was just like weird. All like everything about it was weird because you're just like you're just watching like basically you're watching some dude fucking a girl, but like you're not even a part of it because you're in VR. Honestly, I don't understand how people get like turned on by that shit.
So ERP is the meaning of erotic roleplay, and it's usually when two or more people get together on their virtual reality or even on their phones, and they're very horny, and they get to work, aka they start trying to have virtual sex.
ERP is replicating sex in VRChat. That's the twisted term specifically for VRChat. ERP is also done in text or whatever, but specifically for VRChat ERP, it's replicating the action of sex within VR with a VR headset. Whether that's just the hands and head or full body.
Well, so I guess before I waste your time, I'm very specifically looking for people who have done ERP before, and I'm trying to talk to them about that. So if y'all,
This one right here, this one.
I've not ERP.
Liar! Absolute dishonest bullshitter!
I've not.
Bullshit!
so let me, I guess, just in that broad generalization, how do you feel about ERP like being a part of VRChat?
It ruins the whole entire damn game. The whole thing is about chatting, hanging out with friends, meeting new people around the world. And the whole ERP aspect is like making the whole damn game sexual. And for what? And for what? Just because y'all are freaks? I'm including myself in that, yo.
I don't think it's necessarily a good thing for, like the reputation, obviously. If people keep it to themselves, adult instances and things like that, you do what you want. You're obviously, you're a free individual. As long as you're of age and things like that, I think it's fine. You just keep it away from people who shouldn't be seeing that we're talking about it necessarily. So in that case, I think it's fine. But obviously, when people put it out there and very public about it and stuff like that, I think that's when it becomes an issue. So the new age verification thing, I think, is a good step forward in the right direction to kind of keep children out of that, especially because obviously VRChat has a really bad reputation with pedophiles and things like that, and no wonder.
One point I would like to make about that, actually, it's interesting that you brought that up, is so the age verification only works if you're a VRChat Plus member. So you have to have a paid subscription to VRChat in order to age verify.
Indeed, and I think that's really stupid, but that's the only reason why I got it myself. Yeah, so I mean, I think it should be free, regardless, more accessible for people than just having a VRChat Plus subscription. But I think they do that to obviously encourage the revenue they'd get from it, since it is a free-to-play game. So I understand where they're coming from, but I don't think that's overall a good decision for the community. Paywalling that.
I guess, in my opinion, I thought that was really unusual that the only way to be able to age verify is, pay us money and then we can prove that you're an adult. And it's like, well, that's kind of, I don't know, it seems kind of fucked up a little bit, I guess, because it's because there's age verified worlds, right? Where if you just want to interact with adults, everyone in that environment has to be a paid user of VRChat.
Yeah, and you only have to pay it once though to get that verification. So at minimum $10. But it's once though to get that verification.
It's a staple. It is a cesspool, as most things in this game, but it's a release for some. I just hope it helps people explore themselves better rather than being a cesspool. That's the best explanation.
I think it's okay in certain areas and places. I know some people will do it in public lobby where there's kids here, and I really don't like that. And it should be in a private world if you're gonna do that kind of thing, so you don't, because that's against TOS too. And
yeah,
just doing it in a public lobby is really weird.
Yeah, I don't mean to insert my opinion, but it kind of feels like doing ERP in a public lobby is like going to the local coffee shop and then bending a girl over the bar or something,
Exactly. I mean, it's VRChat, you can do whatever with no repercussions, but it's still really weird. And there's kids on here. It's it's so bad because I know kids get these Quest headsets very for Christmas or some shit like that, and then they just see that. I can't imagine witnessing that.
I feel honestly it's kind of fucking weird. I don't know why this shit's even on there. It's only for weirdos who don't get no fucking pussy in real life. That's my take on it.
So, in my opinion, it's a little bit dangerous because the moderation of VRChat is not the best, but it has significantly improved, and they have finally added a system to verify whether or not a user is over the age of 18.
I did see that. I did see that, but one thing that I noticed is that you have to be a VRChat Plus user, don't you? You have to pay a monthly subscription?
No, so it's either you're part of the beta tests, like me, or you're a VRChat Plus user. But I mean,
yeah, when I tried
you're
to age
already-
verify yesterday, it said you have to be a VRChat Plus user, and so
Oh,
yeah, I wasn't able to do it.
I don't know. Well, for me, it would be available, but they don't take my country's IDs, so they still have to expand on that. But except for that, children are on VR, a lot of them, and just mixing adults and children up and then adding sex never leads to something good. But thankfully, it's not that apparent in public lobbies. They usually get to know each other and make sure that they are of age. So, in my belief, it is dangerous, but if the people themselves moderate it, then it can be done.
Yeah, I've seen it being bypassed by children. They like, I'm not sure what they do. They like ask for their parents' ID and get their face, and they go past it, which is kind of scary.
We'll get to the interview questions in a moment, but real quick, I just want to show a bit of this interaction that I had when I came up to a group of people who I asked to interview. One thing that I've noticed with interviews that I do is that people here often assume that I'm engaging with them in bad faith. And so while this is something I typically don't include in interview videos, I think it might be interesting for you guys to see kind of the way that people react whenever I ask them about what, might be considered sensitive topics.
Oh shit! Yo, hi YouTube.
Wait,
Wh-
and
wh-
you're
yeah,
I want you to
so-
play fetch. Cool.
Okay,
you
so
sound like McCree.
Oh god.
I'm very specifically looking to interview people who have engaged in like ERP and can give me like some like explain it to me. Is that something that you guys think you could talk about?
I'm in over.
Alright, was this a moment worth posting or?
It was interesting. I might include it. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yes, yes.
I'm trying
yeah,
to
is
talk
this
to
what
people
you
who.
do?
Yeah, I don't casually play VRChat. I just come in here and interview people, basically.
So you come on VRChat specifically to ask furries about what they do, like
No, I mean not
sexually.
no, not just furries. I mean,
Online,
I
or-
talk to people like all over.
So everybody
all par-
to
all-
talk
yeah.
about what they do sexually online.
No. So I do a lot of different types of interviews. This one's specifically focused on ERP.
And why are you interested in that? Why do you feel like that needs to be
Because he's a
something that you
YouTuber,
cover?
bro. He makes content.
Well, so basically,
I get that,
so
but
like I guess like the long and short of it is like I don't have a VR headset. I'm not a VR like person. I haven't played VR, and so it's just a culture that I'm not familiar with, and I just find it interesting, right? Because it's almost like its own little world, and I'm not a part of it, and so as someone who doesn't understand the culture of VRChat, coming in and asking genuine questions and like just being respectful to this culture that I don't understand, but also trying to get information about how it works is very fascinating to people. So
Like, okay.
So, but like, is it genuine? Is it genuine, or is it like Steven Crowder, like, oh, I changed my mind?
No. So I don't go out of my way to espouse my opinions or to try to criticize you in any way. I'm just interested in like I mostly don't. I just ask a couple of questions and then I let you talk. Like I'm not gonna try to criticize anyone or try to say that what you're doing is wrong or unethical or bad or whatever bullshit or whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just interested in talking to people and then learning about it and then making a video about it. So, but if like,
interesting.
If you
have a video on like what woman faces in VRChat, which is kind of an interesting concept. So I guess you kind of ask multiple questions. Like every episode has a different kind of concept.
Exactly.
So for example, so the episode is about VRChat ERP, I assume.
If you guys don't think that if you don't feel comfortable like answering my questions, or you don't think I'm gonna ask them in good faith, then I'll leave you guys alone. That's fine.
That's valid. I mean, I'm kind of glad that you're putting your YouTube channel in your bio, so it kind of gives a consent in a sense,
Yeah,
and
it's
people kind of
insane,
can tell you're recording. You don't seem harmful, I would give you that.
Yeah.
Like you don't have any harmful intentions, which is good because a lot of people do. Since you're not hiding it, if you're hiding it, yeah, that's different. I respect that.
If it makes you feel better, I would say that of like while I've been through doing all these interviews, I've interviewed hundreds of people in VRChat. And you know, like everyone has always said that, you know, they've never like everyone who has always tried to like do something like this has always been disrespectful to them, and I'm like the only person who's been respectful to the people who I interview. So
I don't think I'm gonna meet him because
I don't know if that
That is the foot in the door. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like the thing is, like my intention here is not to cause you any type of like I'm not trying to be vitriolic. I'm just trying to be like I'm just curious. And so and if I can talk to someone who has knowledge about stuff that I don't, then I'd love to get that perspective that I don't personally understand or have knowledge of. So.
But it's like if you're in. Well, hold on. If your intent to like being curious is fine, but like if you're coming into it with the intent of like publishing it, so what is the reason for that? You think the public needs to know what you're asking certain groups of people about?
Well, I think that it's just interesting, right? And so if I find it interesting, other people probably find it interesting, right? And so that's why
for sure. But you have to understand maybe. Hold on. Yeah, but no, hold on. You have to understand just sort of the public opinion on this sort of thing. So if you're coming at it from a certain angle, say you're gathering information, like.
What you feel is
sorry. So if you're coming at it from a certain angle, why are well, what's your goal? Because you have to understand what the people who watch your videos are thinking about, say specifically in this instance about the furry community or whatever. So say you're just going after this sort of content for curiosity's sake, but it's more than that.
You're offering a new perspective.
Right, yeah, it's more than that. It's cool. Okay, is it just for curiosity's sake, or is it
a huge thing
what people want to see?
So the thing is, if you're asking about ERP, you are asking directly about something about sex. And the thing is, people in public opinion always view sex as weird and bad.
Right. No, I totally respect that.
Don't want to know about it.
No, I totally respect that opinion. Yeah. So that's why the way that I approach you guys is I immediately try to tell you I'm making a YouTube video where I interview people. Would you be okay with me interviewing you about it? And I understand this is actually one of the most challenging topics that I've interviewed people about, because it is almost like sex is obviously a hard thing to talk about, right? So and I get that, like inherently it's kind of a challenging thing to have a open dialogue about, but you know, it's just in this environment, and like the way that like it works in VRChat is interesting to me, and I feel like it's interesting to a lot of people, and no one really goes around and has like genuine conversations with people about these like fringe topics of VRChat. And so that's what I think is, you know, rather than going around just doing trolling or just being an asshole or whatever, I just want to have genuine conversations with people and like ask them like, how does all this stuff work, right?
Feeling miserable.
There's also what is it called? It's like bias in the group of people you get data from. The thing is, you're gathering
volunteer bias.
No. Yeah. No. This is not volunteer bias. Well, it's all volunteer bias in an already biased group of people. The thing is, this is VRChat. The people who stay on here and the people who have stayed long enough to ERP. The thing is, they're missing. You gotta admit, we're all missing something, and we go to VRChat to compensate. Whether that's social skills, whether that's the thing is, like, we're all depraved human beings who, more often than not, very rarely is an exception. Everybody has something wrong with them socially. So everybody has a problem within them, and most of them don't want to try and solve it. I'm gonna admit to that. And
shit to do.
Honestly,
We are here for a
I
good
don't
time, not a
don't
long
get the
time.
lull of it because VR chat is just a cesspool of awfulness, and people have made enough videos about it.
Well, and my intention is not to
I would-
poke, like I've actually heard that a lot from a lot of people. My intention is not to poke fun at like people who like, especially what I've heard a lot from people who I've talked to is that like they have difficulties with social interaction like in real life, and this is a lot more comfortable for them. And so my intention is never to poke fun at that. Like I recognize that it's challenging, right? So, but what I want to do is just have like a conversation with people who can give me a perspective on a, I guess like an environment, a community that I don't, I'm not a part of and I don't understand, right? Because as someone who's an
Someone
outsider,
give this man an interview already.
as someone who's an
For real.
outsider, I don't like. I think it's very interesting to talk to people in a community in an environment that like I don't understand, because I can genuinely like be like, I don't understand this. Could you help me understand it? Right. So it's like it's not that I'm trying to like, I'm not trying to set you up. It's not like a joke or whatever. I'm not trying to make you like the butt of a joke or whatever. I'm just trying to have a like genuinely ask you questions. I mean, like but like I said, if it's not something you feel comfortable with, then that's totally fine.
Well, it depends what you mean by ERP. I've seen nude avatars. But that doesn't mean that they're ERP, you know?
But aren't explicit avatars technically not allowed in VRChat?
Technically, yes. However, I think there is a check mark for sexually suggestive avatars. So my understanding is that you can't use them in publics. You have to check mark the sexually suggestive box, or else it will get auto blocked by VRChat. And there's a third one. Oh, it has to be private. It has to be a private avatar.
By private avatar, you mean like someone can't clone your avatar?
Can't clone it. Yeah.
Okay.
No one else can have it. Yeah. Unless you send them the file and they upload it themselves. However, my understanding is that like it can still technically get reported and blocked. However, if you change it enough, then it won't get blocked. I don't know exactly how that works. I've never had that happen to me, and I haven't really talked to... A lot of my friends don't really make those kinds of avatars. My friends who do make avatars don't really make those kinds. Yeah.
They're not allowed in publics.
Yeah.
They're allowed in privates, not allowed in publics.
Yeah.
So I can explain that bit because I upload avatar. There's no real restriction for avatars like that because they can't really stop people from doing it regardless, because it's just parts for assets and shit like that. So they can't really regulate every single avatar that comes onto the game. But if it's in a public lobby and it gets reported, then they can regulate it because it's that individual that they're getting reported to. So they'll end up seeing the avatar, what's on it, and then they'll like ban it or block it or take it down.
One thing that I have heard
Although
though is
after
that
they'll
there's
remove it.
not like a tremendously large bout of moderation in VRChat. Like most of it's kind of left up to I guess like the people, like the lobby owners,
There's
right?
always new people and new shit coming in. So the person who made this world, like, I'm sure VRChat knows because I'm sure everyone's heard about it at some point. The person who like you know the basic name that you see on this world when like on the multiple amount of worlds, that same name that shows up, that guy's a pedophile.
LT Shadow?
Yeah.
Dang!
Not shocked.
Rumor.
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you clarify what you're talking about?
So like on multiple occasions I come in here and then I hear people talking about the guy who made this world, LT Shadow, whatever his name is. And on multiple occasions I hear them talking about, oh yeah, he's a groomer. He's a pedophile. The same thing every fucking time when his name comes up.
That's wild.
It's not like this is anything new. They just don't do anything about it. Unfortunately, it's the internet. They won't really like. Yeah, they could ban his account, but like they won't. They're fucking lazy. They can't even optimize the fucking game.
Yeah, this game in general has a huge
can't
amount of issues with groomers and pedophiles. Huge issue. It's a really bad problem. I would know. I've been playing since I was like 12.
I literally made friends with people who were like finding pedophiles on here and like bugging them, fucking with them, or like making them get off or fuck up their life or some shit like that, and then make them change their ways.
That's real. That's
But there's unfortunately a decent amount of pedophiles on this game, and it's kind of concerning because parents just give their kids a headset and then they hop in VRChat.
Oh, my chest.
Which is why there's so many pedophiles on here. Parents just give their kids a headset and say, "Oh, here you go have fun," and then they hop on here, and then shit happens. So
yeah, that was a.
It's literally all VR games.
There's really no parental control. Like they just don't do anything about it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a very
So it's just the whole
fascinating sidebar to this conversation. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh yeah, so sorry. That was like a huge turn from what you were even talking about.
No, it's okay. No, that's interesting. Okay. Holy
Like I just
shit.
put on here to drink. That's all.
No.
So, god damn. All right. So, I guess let's. I'm gonna try to wrap back into the questions that I have prepared or whatever.
They are allowed. Now there's content filters that you can select, which will block them specifically for you if you want. But they are allowed in certain instances and in certain groups, certain worlds, stuff like that. Obviously, someplace like this, if somebody, had an NSFW heavy and they obviously were showing off explicit, content for that matter, they could easily get reported and banned for that or kicked from the instance. But, that's if somebody catches them in the first place, because typically I have everybody's avatar off, so you're a robot. I would have no idea if you were like naked, for example, in front of me, or anybody else for that matter, unless they had your avatar on.
Yeah, I also do. I do like highly limited avatars for a lot of people because I've been in that world where like people have like stickers where they're just like showing me like big old dicks or whatever. So
yeah, that's stuff too. Plenty of that, unfortunately. I think a lot of people are just really down bad. They don't have any sort of sex life outside of this game, or they think it's it's online and it's okay for them to be absolute degenerates with everything. And I'm not saying like I'm perfect either. I have some like groups, for example, that are obviously down bad or whatever.
No, I mean, I totally, I get it. I mean, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
I mean, we like to see some people, doing the freaky whenever whenever we feel like it. But it just seems like a weird. For me, I guess I just don't understand the like this is the environment for it, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of questionable people that do a lot of questionable things.
I mean, essentially yes, but everyone is going to keep re-uploading them. Every time that they get taken down, they're gonna get put right back in just because everyone's gonna find a loophole. Like they'll be like, "Oh, well, maybe I can hide it through like different wording," and people will find it.
They technically are if you upload them and you tag them as adult content and explicit, then, and if you don't if I just fucking reveal my top and then nipples out, that's not okay. But if it's like you can have those, just keep it covered, and you can do it in private worlds, and that should be fine.
Honestly, I don't know the rules about that, but I think that it's not allowed because there's a lot of avatars with nudity and like sex things on it.
They aren't allowed in public instances. It used to be that you couldn't do it in Friends Plus instances too, but they changed that a bit ago, I think. But yeah, you cannot do any NSFW behavior in public worlds.
They are not allowed, and if you report them, they usually do get banned, and the authors do get also banned, but not permanently. But the bad thing about it is there's people who use bots to get to known or trusted ranks, and then they make an NSFW avatar on there. They can post it without it being looked at by the moderation team, and then just use it on their main accounts, and they won't get punished for it. Instead, their alt account that they never use will. But yeah, it isn't allowed.
But specifically, what I'm trying to do right now is have conversations with people who have experience with ERP and to interview them about it. Is that something you think you could speak on?
Maybe.
I mean, have you done ERP and VRChat before?
Mayhaps.
He got straight to the point.
Like I spend
funny thing to ask.
I will spend 20 hours interviewing people to make like a 45-minute video. I don't have time to fuck about, all right? So I'm straight to the point, big dog.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
I do
if you
interviews
really
in
wanna
VRChat. It's one of the things I do
really
on my
wanna
YouTube
know?
channel.
Get
so.
you a headset, and then you know you do it.
Bro, they ERP because they're horny as fuck, bro. Like that's it. That's the point, bro.
Well, so I have a
Like
specific.
they get nothing IRL.
Can you give me
Horny, bro.
$440 so I can buy the entirety of the Berserk manga, please? Then I'll ERP with you. Actually, right
I
now.
have that guy muted. I'm not sure if he's saying anything. Hang on.
That's what I thought.
I'll be back in like an hour.
Damn, I don't think I'm finna have sex with her, bro. He just ran away. Shit. Think they had a penis though. Makes it even more sad. I just fumbled that shit. I killed myself.
Bro.
I mean, but so, despite the fact that they're technically not allowed, how prevalent do you reckon that like these types of avatars are in VRChat?
Almost every single furry avatar is a NSFW avatar. Like, there's a big chance that that avatar right there, excuse me for my language, has a penis. It most likely does.
Actually, it doesn't.
Oh, alright. But yeah, as you heard, surprisingly, it doesn't. It's basically on every single avatar at this point. Well, furry avatars.
Oh yeah, probably every instance you go to, there's probably one in there, if not more.
Yeah, literally. I mean, most. Well, if you go to a public avatar world and you go get an avatar, most of them aren't like NSFW or anything. But even if they aren't, they still are used for like ERP and stuff. It don't even matter. You could have a avatar with no DPS or anything like that, and people would still use it to ERP.
What does DPS mean?
It's like I don't know the I don't know the actual.
I know I had been told the term one time.
It's like a connection system.
It's it's literally okay. I don't know what the D stands for, but it's something penetration system.
Yeah,
it's really
something
odd.
penetration.
Yeah.
If anyone could clarify what you're, because you said there's DPS and SPS. I don't understand what either of those things mean. I've never heard of them.
Okay, no, so he said something about SPS. I was just telling him they're the same fucking thing. So you were asking about DPS. Just think about it like magnets. So on one avatar, it's like the negative magnet. On another avatar, it's a positive. If you get close enough, then they start getting like they're forcing each other together, basically, like something like that. You can think of it like a magnet.
Camden, yeah, we joined the same one.
Oh.
Like one part of an avatar is attracted to another avatar, another part of an avatar, so they start trying to get together. Like they tried to merge together.
Very much so. A lot of people like, and it could look innocent, like where it's like, oh, it's like an anime character, and then all of a sudden somebody just like goes boom, and all the clothes are off. It has a not safe for work toggle, or like the females, they can just literally take off the clothes and it's like showing like their nipples and everything, and it's just like I get like where people think it's funny to be like, oh look, I'm gonna go troll people with it, but at the same time it's childish. Like again, I don't look for them. If I find it, it's just like okay, that like I don't like I said, I only have 2 avatars, this one and one other one.
So I don't have your avatar like fully toggled on. I guess what it might be a bad idea, and I might just have to blur it anyways. But if I toggled your avatar, would it be not safe for work type thing?
No, I don't have anything toggled on at all. I don't ever toggle it on. Like if I again, like if I do have a toggle for it, it's in private. I'm away from everybody. I don't do it in public.
What do you mean by prevalent?
Like is it something that is fairly common?
Oh yeah. You'll see a lot of avatars of mainly women's avatars, and they'll have like options on the body where you can take off all your clothes.
There's most of the paid avatars do have that feature. Like a good 95% of the paid avatars can go nude.
So, just from my conversations that I've had, I'm assuming you're talking about, I think it's called like booth avatars, or there was another one.
Yeah, Booth, Gumroad. There's another one. I don't remember the name of it. Something. Yeah.
So those ones are probably more likely to be, I guess, like explicit than other avatars.
Oh yeah, 100%. This one was originally, and then I removed all that shit. Like I literally, there's like a slider, and you can like crush the body. And so the body's like a thin stick.
Did
and
you?
that's all you see.
Did you pay for this avatar?
I did, yeah, because it has face tracking. And a significant number of the face tracking avatars, either the blend shapes are messed up, or they don't have enough blend shapes for smooth face motion, or just something along those lines, and it doesn't quite look right and stuff like that. This is one of the few base models that I've found that the face tracking actually looks fluid and it looks okay. And if I do like a wide open mouth smile, the avatar does the same thing.
So how many like I guess like how many like avatars that specifically tailor to ERP do you own?
Oh shit. Hold on. I have a handful. That's also because I collect them. So.
You collect them?
All right. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. 1,
Really out of here.
2, 3.
I don't know why she's telling us.
I don't know.
4.
Why are you on yourself like that? I don't even know who you are. I just got here.
5.
You ain't have to say
6,
nothing, bro.
7, 8, 9.
I mean, hey, at least you're being honest.
Yeah, I don't lie. I don't like lying. What was my last number I said? 9?
9.
Did I say 9?
Yeah, you were on 9.
Okay. 10. 11, I think. I'm not 100%
All
sure on
right,
that
I
one.
got a real
12.
question for you. What's the last one you actually used it in?
Used to ERP? Don't have it anymore. It's been a long time since I've done that.
All right, what's the most recent one you got that you used? See it.
Can you see it? Okay, it's
Well, you
it's
already
gotta be
outed yourself for doing it.
it's gotta be
Yeah, you already
over
did kind of
over
like
20.
Used to have one, then I got it removed.
Despite not doing ERP, really, pretty much all of my avatars are not safe work. I don't know why. Well, I kind of do why, because I guess I just like making them being more realistic in a way.
Wait, I apologize. So, I don't think I heard you correctly. So, did you say that like most of your avatars that you have are not safe for work type thing?
Yeah, like most of the bases I use when I make avatars are not safe for work. So, yeah.
I only have like 2. And I will admit this is one of them and I have another one, and that's all I have. I don't go searching for not safe for work stuff.
A long time ago, before I had my own avatar, I had a few, few main ones, um, po- popular ones that I got from friends. But now I've just had basically the same avatar, um, this protogen, and basically it's just gone through a lot of updates. I would count this as one avatar. So I had a lot of public ones before. I would say like 3 I used a lot, but now just this one. And now I don't really do this shit anymore. I'm too lazy to add a dick to this.
I probably have like 1 or 2, I'd say. I don't have many. I know some people, they'll custom make their own thing. Like I've done plenty of edits and stuff, but I don't dabble in it too much to the point to, it's like the entire reason I get on this game. I'm mainly on here to watch stuff for free in like the movie worlds, so I can bypass subscriptions. But so I'd say like 2, but it's really a rarity. I prefer doing stuff with people in person, because that's just obviously better.
So, with those avatars, did you buy them from like Booth or something like that, or did you like are they just something you found like within the world?
So both of mine I got from VR Models, which is like a free site. Um, Although I believe it's kind of pirated, if I'm not mistaken. So you download them from there, and then I put them in Unity and everything like that, and upload them to my own account. But there is a lot of them that you can find just in a search world, without age verification or restriction or anyone, just in a search world.
How many I
Oh, it was
have? I probably have
you.
maybe 5 or 6. Maybe even less, but 5 or 6.
Okay.
In my basement,
I
yes.
really hope not. What? Yeah, but mainly I just use one for like if I'm gonna do that.
Whoa.
So, aren't explicit avatars not allowed in VRChat?
They technically are if you upload them and you tag them as adult content and explicit, then and if you don't like if I like just fucking reveal my top and then nipples out, like that's not okay. But if it's like you're gonna have those, just keep it covered and like you can do it in private worlds and that should be fine.
I mean, honestly, I just went on this one word where you can find a bunch of avatars, and I was just testing to see which ones had them, like the capabilities of it.
And then one of them pulled the hog out.
Yeah, basically. And one of them had the thing where you can like connect the shit to their pussy and stuff, and that shit was crazy.
If you don't mind, I was just gonna say, if I've interviewed hundreds of people in VRChat, a lot of like the Black Cat and the Bee Club, and the Furry Hideout, and I have never ever experienced that. So it's interesting to me that a lot of people say that they've seen it a lot, and I've never seen it before.
Well, you are only a user, so you haven't been on this game too long. It's the type of stuff where it's late nights. You go to a side of the world and then you see something. It's also, you got to know the spots. Like, you didn't even know this spot existed.
Right. Yeah.
Some people will
Yeah.
walk away from the crowd and do this. My first experience was in a furry talk and chill private area.
So is ERP something that like you've come across in like public lobbies before, or is it like mostly like done in like private lobbies?
Oh my god, yes.
God, yes, it's so bad.
It's like it's only I don't really go in publics that much unless I'm going to go like mess with people, or genuinely going to go look for. Scared the life of me. Gonna go look for like new friends, but there's one time I've only seen it once, and it was like some weird Five Nights at Freddy's thing, and they were in like a side room doing doing their little thing.
Having FNAF
It was-
ERP.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yes.
Black cats all the time.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
All the time, dude.
All the time.
In the Black Cat?
I would. Yeah, the black cat. Same with like just bee clubs, but those are kind of made for that in a weird way.
Yeah, just because literally since the club they have like private rooms where people
Yeah, it's like made
oh
for
yeah, I
people
almost
who
got
do that kind of
molested in
shit.
the Just Be Club my first day of
Oh my
VRChat.
god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then Frieza, you want to be my good boy?
Did he?
What?
Yeah, go get a couple of gallons of baby oil and come back and talk to me.
How about you turn to your final form and we can get to the real stuff?
Anyways,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jiggly, you have a crafted mind. It's not that bad. You don't see those avatars often. You don't see those crazy, and you don't see those ERP people.
He's lying.
It's just because he goes down to like these like femboy hooters and maybe furry places. These places are a little bit more down bad, and there's a lot more adults. When you go to Murder 4 or just an average fucking World of VRChat, you see none of that. The Black Cat's a fucking different breed.
Nope.
I haven't
It
seen
really
ERP.
all depends. I mean, he's right. Depends on the world. Depends on the place you go. But anywhere you go has a pretty good chance of having some fucking degenerate.
Yes, I have been here, and people have done it in that little bed back there, down in the caves, up on the moon, in Furry Talk and Chill, and also like a few other like Black Cat's also infamous. Like they have the bathrooms where a lot of people will do something in the stalls, and it's like why?
so from my understanding, I guess, aren't like explicit avatars like kind of not allowed on VRChat?
I mean, essentially yes, but everyone is going to keep re-uploading them. Every time that they get taken down, they're gonna get put right back in, just because everyone's gonna find a loophole. Like they'll be like, oh well, maybe I can hide it through like different wording, and people will find it.
So why do you choose to do something like ERP rather than, indulge yourself in, videos privately, or, any kind of like, pornography or whatever, like on like in a private situation?
I mean, usually I like if I do ERP, it is in a private setting. Oh wait, I mean, I don't ever go to publics because I mean, one, it's embarrassing, and two, I mean, you're either gonna get kicked or banned depending on the situation. And then, like, if I do like real life stuff, like if I am gonna watch a movie or whatever, that's kind of like my own time. Like, if I do ERP with somebody, it's somebody that like we've talked about it, we've gotten to know each other, kind of thing, and it's one of those like you have that like connection with somebody, and so it just feels a little more intimate instead of just like, oh hey, let's just get a random person and fuck kind of thing.
What what makes you feel like it's embarrassing?
Well, it's more of the well, if you're like, especially like if like people do it like in a public, it's just like, I mean, I get there are people that do it in public because they are like the exhibitionists, they like the attention. It's just basically like there's two types of people. You either have the people that do it publicly and they don't care if anyone sees, and that's they kind of get that thrill out of it, or you have the people that want to be behind closed doors, which a lot of people kind of do the behind the closed doors in private and away from everyone else.
Mainly because it's like fat people or ugly people or people who don't like the way that they look, and so they put on this persona of a character so they could have sex with other characters that look attractive to them. Because nobody will really like them in real life, you know?
Well, it's a simple answer. You get more out of it doing it with actual people. Everybody matters the porn, but everybody is, or most people on this platform are starved for attention or intimacy, and this is a way to do it. And it's a lot easier to do it here than in real life.
Okay, so this wasn't really like a prepared question I had, but I think that's a really interesting point that you just made. I mean, do you think why do you think that people are like why do you think that like a lot of people on VRChat are, I guess to quote you, like starved for attention, like don't have a lot of like actual human connections?
What brings people to VRChat usually is because they have a headset, and because they have a headset, it usually means they use it for distraction, and they took their PC setup a step further, or their entertainment a step further. And those type of people, well, not specifically that's the line they go through, but a lot of people on VRChat, and especially the people who stay on VRChat, usually aren't fully figured out. They got something missing within them that makes it harder to connect with people in real life, and it's easier. It's easier to make friends here. They're not as solid as they are in real life, but it can be. It can become. But socializing in real life is harder than here. And the people who aren't well experienced in it, come here and stay here because it's easier. Problem is, as with a lot of things, everything's good in moderation, but a lot of people don't take moderation with this game.
Would in your opinion, would you say that VRChat, like, I guess, helps you become better at socializing in like real life?
Gives you more well, experience always makes you better, but you got to learn from experience. Some people don't choose to, and that's the simple answer. That kind of boils down. It kind of boils down to that. It gives you more. It can give you more social experience.
I guess it's different for anyone, but for me, it's like, you know, interacting with someone, you know, instead of just watching some dumb video. The the motions also help. Like since VRChat has updated a lot, you could do a lot of stuff now.
Are you talking about sex?
Also talking to the partner is also really nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost like it's more like interactive, like with an actual person, right? Rather than just indulging yourself by yourself or whatever, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like being with a partner helps, or just anyone. It's that interaction that like makes it much better than just watching a video.
So is it like pretty prevalent in VRChat that there are I guess a lot of like avatars specifically used for this purpose?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's even like specific assets that you can put on an avatar to do that kind of stuff. And I'd say a lot of avatars have that. Not all of them, but like say this one. This is a public avatar, but if I had the full version, it would most likely have it.
What are we talking about,
So
guys?
it's pretty common. At least now it is.
How is it like different though? Like, I guess I'm not really exactly sure how to frame this question because this isn't a question that I previously thought out. But obviously it's going to be very different than physically being with another person, right? So like how
way different.
How different is that? Like, could you expound upon that if you don't mind?
Well, from my experience, like in person, and then of course on VR as well. Obviously, there's no physicality to it. Of course, you can do stuff to yourself, but they're not doing anything to you. You know, through the damn headset, obviously. So it's more like imagine. I think sexting would be like a really good sort of comparison, but it's more engaging per se than if you were on like a FaceTime call or something like that. You know what I mean?
So is that like kind of, I guess, the motivation behind it is that like it's like more like it's like an actual engagement with another person rather than like, because like what I guess my like what I'm curious about is like what's the motivation to do that rather than just go like watch videos on your phone or whatever, look at pornography on your phone.
I think two things. One, it's a bit more personal, and like I said, engaging. I mean, you are actively like, you can see my hands, and a lot of people have full body tracking. You can see like their movements and everything. And they're doing stuff specifically for you. So instead of like watching a video, you're actually with somebody else instead of just looking at it and not partaking necessarily. So in this, it's more engaging, and then I would also say, like your avatar, for example, what you're wearing. Some people, fuck you. Depending on what you're wearing, some people might like anime or a certain character, right? And they want, to do stuff to that character in particular. And you can't really do that through watching, like a porn video or whatever.
One thing that I've heard is that and I can't verify the validity of that argument actually, is that when it comes to moderation in VRChat, there's not really a whole bunch of moderation from like VRChat as a whole. I mean, like when it comes to like instance to instance, they typically have like a moderation team, but it's not like overall like there's not a lot of moderation in VRChat in the greater sense. Is that something y'all have experienced?
Yes. So VRChat is a group and community-driven game, like let's say Roblox, but it does not have the moderation of the team in it. They are working on it currently, but it is mainly just different communities moderating themselves. And there are 18+ communities. There's also ERP communities, which are absolutely not allowed, but so the VRChat team isn't too good at taking them down.
My last question for you, and I always like kind of throwing like a silly goose wacky question at the end, but so
I'll go for it.
Since you've done ERP before, what do you think is like the like the weirdest ERP thing that you've been a part of or encountered?
Probably like somebody was like, they wanted to be collared and led around, and it was just a little off-putting. Just because I'm like, okay, I guess I can like get your fantasy, whatever you want, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, it, not a thing for me.
Anything that he done?
Being present with one of my ops, yeah.
That's
because somebody else wanted them to be there. And I just kind of put up with I'll say it like that.
Everything's a freak, bro.
Wait, so you got a chance to like cuck one of your ops or something?
No, I was doing stuff with them with another VRChat. Even though I didn't want to do it with them in the first place, but it made the other person happy, so I kind of was like, fine, whatever, I'm doing this for you, not them, sort of thing.
What has been I don't really know exactly how to this question, but what has led to you having ops in VRChat?
Wait, having what?
What has led to you having ops in VRChat?
Just people, being dicks or doing shitty things, just as if being in person, somebody lying to you or doing you wrong. Just like anything online, for example, one of your online friends being a dick or fucking you over.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love this question. Okay, so I had an ex, right?
I fucking saw you bounce.
They were like really weird, and I don't even enjoy ERPing. It's really boring and awkward for me because I'm literally just there. So they'd want me to do all type of stuff for them. Like they'd want me to sit there and call them a good girl, fucking degrade them, all types of shit. And then they'd, oh my god, it'd be literally every single night, like no breaks whatsoever. I didn't even, bro, that shit sucked. But yeah, that's pretty much the weirdest shit I've done. They were into, what's it called? Puppy play. That's the shit it's called.
No! That scared me a bit. I've heard so many people are into that.
Can you clarify what you mean by degrade them?
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Say beautiful noodles here asked me to degrade them. I'd be like, you're so pathetic.
You'll degrade me, hell.
You're so pathetic. You can't do anything without me.
No, I just
Blah, blah,
busted
blah.
everywhere.
Oh my god. Fuck me, dude.
Yeah, basically they like to be insulted.
Yeah, insulted, seen it like put down, called names, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. All right. Well, anyway, all right. Holy fuck. I appreciate your time and spending some time to talk to me and giving me your perspective.
Of course.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been playing VRChat for?
Since 2020.
Shit, hold on.
Are we still doing the interview?
Oh, I'm
like
pretty much done now. So yeah.
I've been playing for 2-3 years.
Okay, well,
4 years.
Thank you so much
5.
for your time. I appreciate talking to
Of
y'all and apologize for bothering you and taking up some of your time.
No, you weren't bothering us.
Nah, man, we weren't doing anything, so this was quite entertaining.